The sky above New York trembled with fractures in reality. Purple lightning crawled across the clouds as silhouettes from other universes pushed against the barriers of existence. Villains, heroes, strangers who knew one thing: Peter Parker was Spider-Man. In the original timeline, Doctor Strange stopped the spell before the multiverse completely collapsed. Everyone forgot Peter Parker, and reality stabilized. But what if he didn't stop it? What if the ritual in Spider-Man No Way Home succeeded? What if every person across the multiverse who knew Peter Parker's identity entered the MCU at once? This is the story of the end of the sacred timeline. Chapter 1. The spell completes. Inside the Sanctum Sanctorum, Doctor Strange desperately tries to contain the spell cube. Reality cracks around him like broken glass. Peter reaches out. But this time, he hesitates for 1 second too long. The spell finishes. Silence. Then, the sky explodes. Massive tears rip open above Earth. Entire chunks of alternate universes become visible in the heavens. Different New York skylines, destroyed worlds, alien planets, strange Avengers, towers never seen before. And then they begin arriving. Hundreds, thousands, variants flood into the MCU reality. Different Spider-Men swing through the city simultaneously. Some are older, some are younger. Some wear symbiote suits. Some are brutal killers. Some are heroes nobody recognizes. But it's not just Spider-Man. Every being who ever discovered Spider-Man's identity across the multiverse is pulled into Earth. The streets descend into chaos instantly. Chapter 2. The Invasion of Variants. News stations around the world broadcast impossible footage. 3 green goblins fighting each other in Times Square. 6 Dr. Octopuses arguing over quantum mechanics. Different versions of MJ appearing across Manhattan. A universe where Spider-Man became the Punisher. A universe where Gwen Stacy survived. A universe where Peter Parker became the Lizard. The barriers between realities continue weakening. And then the real nightmare begins. Because not everyone entering this universe is harmless. Some variants arrive with armies. The arrival of the Spider Slayers. From one technologically advanced universe comes an authoritarian version of Tony Stark, who created global Spider Slayer drones after Peter Parker became a worldwide threat. Millions of automated drones descend from portals above Earth. To them, every Spider-Man is dangerous. They begin exterminating variants on sight. The military attacks the drones. The Avengers are contacted, but there are no Avengers anymore. Not really. Tony Stark is dead. Steve Rogers is gone. Thor is off-world. Earth has never been more vulnerable. Chapter 3. The Council of Spider-Men. Deep beneath New York, dozens of Spider-Men gather in an abandoned subway station. A battle-scarred Spider-Man who lost everyone. A Spider-Man who never stopped wearing the symbiote. A female Spider-Woman from another Earth. A technologically enhanced Spider-Man from the year 2099. For the first time, Peter realizes something horrifying. The multiverse contains infinite versions of himself, and many of them became monsters. One Spider-Man explains the truth. The spell didn't just pull people here, it connected realities together permanently. Universes are colliding. Incursions have begun. Entire realities are crashing into each other. If nothing changes, every universe dies. Chapter 4. Doctor Strange's Failure. Doctor Strange and Wong attempt to repair reality using the Darkhold's forbidden multiversal knowledge. But they are too late. The cracks spread beyond Earth. Across space, cosmic entities begin noticing the instability. The Watcher observes silently. The living tribunal awakens. And somewhere beyond reality, Kang smiles. Because this is exactly what he wanted. Kang enters the story. One version of Kang the Conqueror emerges from a collapsing timeline. Unlike the others, He understands what's happening immediately. The sacred timeline is dead. Infinite realities are now bleeding together without control. To Kang, this isn't a disaster, it's opportunity. He begins recruiting dangerous variants from collapsing universes: Hydra, Captain America, an evil Scarlet Witch, a Doctor Strange corrupted by the Dark Dimension, a murderous Wolverine from another universe. Kang promises them survival. In return, they help him conquer the dying multiverse. Chapter 5: The Fall of New York. Within days, New York becomes the center of multiversal war. The Statue of Liberty battlefield from No Way Home turns into a literal front line between realities. Symbiotes spread through Manhattan. Variants battle in the skies. Different versions of the Daily Bugle broadcast contradictory realities. Citizens begin glitching between timelines. Some people remember different lives every few minutes. The laws of physics start collapsing. Gravity fails in parts of the city. Time loops appear randomly. Buildings phase in and out of existence. And at the center of it all is Peter Parker, because every version of this disaster traces back to him. Peter begins blaming himself for the end of reality. Chapter 6: The Spider Civil War. Not all Spider-Men agree on what to do. One faction believes they must destroy the spell source permanently, even if it erases countless universes. Another believes they should preserve the multiverse at all costs. And one brutal Spider-Man proposes something terrifying: kill every Peter Parker across existence. No Peter Parker, no Spider-Man, no multiversal connection, no collapse. The idea spreads. Some variants agree, others refuse. Soon, Spider-Men begin fighting each other across New York. The public watches in horror as their heroes become enemies. Tom Holland's Peter desperately tries to stop the conflict, but he's losing hope. Chapter 7: The Return of the Symbiote. Remember the fragment of Venom left behind in the MCU. In this timeline, the multiversal instability causes it to grow rapidly. The symbiote absorbs energy from collapsing realities. It evolves, learning from infinite universes simultaneously. Eventually, it bonds with one specific Peter Parker variant, a broken Spider-Man who lost MJ, Aunt May, and Ned in his own universe. Together, they become something far worse than Venom, a being calling itself Spider-Venom Prime. It starts hunting Spider-Men, not out of hatred, but mercy, because every Spider-Man alive accelerates the destruction of reality. Chapter 8: The Last Avengers. Doctor Strange realizes Earth cannot survive alone. He begins assembling surviving heroes from fractured timelines. A retired Steve Rogers variant, a surviving Natasha Romanoff, Captain Marvel, Deadpool, who somehow understands everything and won't stop talking about it. Together, they attempt one final plan: travel to the center of the collapsing multiverse and sever the spell from existence itself. But doing so comes with a cost. Every variant not native to Earth will be erased, including Tobey and Andrew's Spider-Man, possibly even Tom Holland's Peter, if reality no longer recognizes him correctly. Peter finally faces the ultimate Spider-Man choice: save the people he loves, or save everyone. Chapter 9: The Web of Reality. The heroes travel beyond reality itself, past broken timelines, past destroyed universes, into the space between dimensions, where the original spell continues expanding infinitely like a cosmic virus. There, they discover something horrifying. The spell is alive, fueled by memory. Every person in every universe who knows Peter Parker strengthens it. The multiverse itself has become obsessed with Spider-Man. Kang attacks with his army of variants. A final war erupts outside space and time. Doctor Strange battles corrupted versions of himself. Captain America fights Hydra Steve Rogers. Scarlet Witch confronts an evil Wanda who destroyed her own children's universe. And Peter faces Spider-Venom Prime. During the battle, Peter realizes the truth. The multiverse doesn't collapse because people know Spider-Man's identity. It collapses because Peter Parker can never stop trying to save everyone. Infinite Peters, infinite sacrifices, infinite suffering. A paradox repeated forever. Chapter 10, The Final Sacrifice. Peter makes a decision, not just to erase himself from memory, but to erase Spider-Man completely, across every universe, every timeline, every reality. No Spider-Man, no multiversal anchor, no collapse. Doctor Strange warns him, if you do this, billions will never know the hero who saved them. Peter smiles sadly. That's okay. One by one, the Spider-Men begin disappearing. Toby looks toward the sky peacefully. Andrew closes his eyes. Miles Morales' variants fade away. Spider-Gwen reaches for a world she'll never see again. Finally, Tom Holland's Peter remains alone. As the multiverse heals around him, he whispers, "With great power, before vanishing completely, comes great responsibility.